today I met up with a realtor. I'm actually in the process of buying property number 2, which I'm super excited about. That's one of my huge dreams that I've had ever since I was younger, is to kind of build my own little investment property empire, which you can do too, and I will teach you how to do that, and we'll go through this whole process together, which I'm really excited about. This is update number 1, and I'll be doing short videos kind of walking you through my process of purchasing a property and kind of what has to happen, the right questions to ask, the right people to go to, things you should look out for, things that are good and bad, the pros and cons of really buying your own place. And I'll actually be doing a special video about the pros and cons of buying versus renting, which will come later on, so stay tuned for that. So today, met up with the realtor this morning. Woke up way too early for a Sunday, but it's cool. We went and looked at 3 different properties, and so the first one was nice. I looked at condos today. So not houses, we're looking at condos today. And the first one was $135, be open about the price. So, because my budget right now is about $150 or under, based on what I make and that sort of thing. So it's definitely important to figure out like what your budget is. I would definitely recommend going online and doing a calculator, that calculates based on what your income is, what your DTI is, which means debt to income, which I'll explain in another video. All those things are factors that play into what your monthly mortgage is and what you can afford. So the first one was $135. It was awesome. It had everything. It was a 3 and 2. The only problem with that one was that they had stipulations on renters. And since I'm wanting to get into investment properties, which means I'm going to be renting out my properties, that was kind of a red flag for me. So I kind of nixed the idea with place number 1, because they had a stipulation where you could only rent it out 3 months out of the year. Not what I'm looking for. Went to place number 2. And it was awesome. It was a 4 and 3 2-story townhouse slash condo. It was listed at $90, which is awesome. And the only problem with that one was the HOA fee. The monthly fee that would be paying out of pocket was $600. And that's pretty ridiculous. Most HOA fees for condos in this area are going to be under $350. So my realtor is actually going to be doing some research for me on that property to make sure that $600 is monthly, not quarterly. If it's monthly, probably going to have to nix that place too. But the pros with this place were that it had pretty much brand new carpet. The only thing I would really have to do is I would have to replace the AC system, which that would be about $5,000 out of pocket, and the kitchen would need to be redone. New cupboards, new ceiling, and that sort of thing, and so that would be probably another $10,000, $8 to $10,000, depending on how many issues come up and that I would have to deal with. But other than that, everything was just perfect. It was pristine for being listed at $90. So the good thing with getting a property lower than what you can afford is you actually have a lot of leeway there to put money into it and make it more of what you're wanting and update it and raise the value, which is the goal. You want to get something super cheap and put money into it, so that way you're raising the value of it if you ever want to sell it. So that was property number 2. Property number 3, we went, and it's the perfect spot. exactly where I want to live, but they're having a lot of issues there. So right now the monthly HOA is $800 a month, but it was a 3 and 2, brand new everything. It was perfect, move-in ready, comes with furniture. It's awesome. No renter stipulations, which is a big thing for me. But the $800 a month was something that kind of scared me. And so that's because they're having a lot of issues with the buildings and having to do a lot of repairs. So that ends, though, at the end of this year. You probably hear my dog squeaking his toy right now, so sorry about that. And so that's only till 2018, which is awesome. So we're going to do some more research on that property. That one was listed at $130, and so it's right in price range. I would probably bid it a lot lower than that. So this would actually be a really good investment property because the worth is going to be about probably 175 to 200 once it's ready to be turned and all of the building repairs and everything are completed. So this could actually net me a decent profit, which is why number 3 is the one I'm leaning most towards. But number 2 is still in the runnings, depending if that HOA is going to be monthly or quarterly. And so that's kind of where I'm at. My realtor is going to be doing some research for me this week. I'm actually going back out into the field to shop for a few more this week with her again. She's been awesome. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. If you have any questions about this stage of it, where you're out looking at properties and you're dealing with a realtor, let me know in the comments below or DM me, and I'll let you know what I've been going through and what I've been facing and the concerns that have been coming up for me at these different properties. I would definitely recommend when you do go to these properties, make sure you're well versed on them before you go. You don't want to look stupid when you're standing there with a realtor and you have no questions to ask and you don't know anything about the property that you're actually looking at. So that was something the last 2 weeks. I've been doing a lot of research on each of these properties we went to look at, which actually I didn't know we were going to look at these 3 specific ones. It was kind of a surprise. But I had about 8 properties that I had sent to my realtor saying, hey, I want to check these out. And that's usually what you do is you find online the properties that you want to look at and you send them to your realtor so that they can get a good idea of what you're looking for in your price range, how many bathrooms, how many bedrooms, that sort of thing. And so I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks. So that was really the prep stage. Now we're on to the stage where we're actually looking at the properties. And the next stage after that, once I've kind of decided on a property, will be the bid stage when we start going into the whole like financing and finding a lender and bidding on the property and that sort of thing. So we're not quite there yet. Haven't found the right one. But I'm really excited about this. I'm excited that you guys get to kind of go along with the journey with me. So stay tuned for another video about buying a property. Like I said before, if you have any questions or even if you have advice for me, which would be awesome, go for it. Send me a DM or leave a comment below, and I'd love to talk to you about it. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining. Peace out.